processing.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Look, Hayley, Thesemi is back.
Hi. I was here yesterday. It's not like I was gone.
Oh, but Hayley's here again.
Whoa!
At Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, located here. And my name is Mike Matthews. This is called Mike's Daily Podcast because I do it daily, pretty close to daily. Hayley.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Which used to be a segment on the days when I couldn't do a full podcast.
Aw.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, I wanted to tell you that I love this coffee. It comes out of a Keurig and it makes me hoppy because I get to drink it and it stimulates my brain cells. I'm going to rhyme something that's gonna make you go, oh hell no! He didn't.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's me in the corner.
That's me in the spotlight. We were discussing 80s
Mike's
music like
Daily
George Harrison's
Podcast.
I Got My Mind Set on You.
Yeah!
And Madonna and stuff.
Yeah, but REM is not 80s.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they
A
are.
little bit. Some of their stuff.
Yeah. Losing My Religion came out in 90.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the first times a pop song had a mandolin in it or something like that. Or it had been a long time since a mandolin had been in a pop song.
Interesting.
We talk about things like this, like music and food and culture. And we talk about gardening. And sometimes we talk about, you know, if you want to build a contraption that'll allow you to go back in time. We discuss a time machine building.
Let's discuss time machine building.
I think you would need a really strong power supply.
I'd say you just need like a magnetic power supply.
So the magnets can control time?
In a way, like you can... Magnets actually like manipulate the space around them, you know?
Really?
With their magnetic force that pulls things in.
Oh.
So if you can harness that power to breach through the
Space-time
realms of
continuum.
time, yeah, I'm sure you could.
Look, I just walked in.
You could get like a super magnet.
Uh-huh.
Is that what they call it? No, a superconductor. Superconductor, which actually does let off magnetic rails. Did you hear about ways to make like a bullet train with superconductors and magnets that would go faster than any other train?
No.
So you can get a superconductor by like having, say, slightly chilled ceramic is a superconductor. And there's like little...
Slightly chilled ceramic?
Yeah, and there's like little to no resistance for electricity going through slightly chilled ceramic. I don't know why.
Wow.
And if you had on your train, or on the track, depending on which one you have the superconductor, a magnet, and then you switch the magnetic flow rapidly, you'd actually be able to generate movement.
Oh.
Through switching the polarity of a magnet.
Look also spoken.
And they, I think, this was back many years back, but they were hypothesizing hitting, 150, 200 miles
Wow.
with this style of... it's probably not practical as far as energy consumption goes, but it's fascinating to think about.
Wow. That'd be one fast train. The problem is, like, hearing...
It's real so fast.
And then, like, we keep trying to build a train here in California that'll connect northern with southern. And you're going to have to eminent domain a bunch of property. You're going to have to tick off all these property owners.
The tourism of that one place in the middle of nowhere with the overpass and the McDonald's is going to just drop drastically
Are you talking about that one place on Highway 5
I believe so.
that I used to always have to stop at because I'd tell my ex-wife, I gotta pee!
You stop there, and it's got like a few fast food restaurants and like 2 gas stations, and that's it.
And all the bathrooms suck!
All the bathrooms suck.
They're horrid. And you're...
And it's one of those silly overpasses where it's an overpass, and then the street goes under the overpass, but that's it.
Yeah. I used to think that the split pea suit was halfway, but it's totally not.
It's a different route.
Is that 99? No, that's 5. But...
No, I'm pretty sure that's 99. That's closer to the coast than what I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking of Highway 101. You're thinking of Solvang Buellton.
No.
Over there. And there's one over in...
it's like Ranchero or something.
Ranchero du Cucamonga.
It might be. Anyway, that's where the Greyhound stops halfway through.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I hate taking the Greyhound.
It's a 7-hour trip from San Jose to Hollywood.
I'm crying right now from hearing about Greyhound. Mm-hmm. That takes I hate Greyhounds. My cousin from Germany, who's like 20, she got on a Greyhound to go from Florida to New York because she was visiting my mom in Florida, but she wanted to go visit New York. And she stayed at a brand new youth hostel in New York, although it wasn't like in the middle near Times Square. It was sort of off to the closer to Brooklyn or something.
Yeah.
She said it was a beautiful hostel. She was like, it was top notch, really nice. And if you're foreign and you go to a hostel, okay, yeah, there's a horrible horror movie that's called Hostel.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's they call it torture porn or something.
Yeah, it's not even.
Ugh.
I have feelings.
But before that guy, I forget his name, made that horrible movie, their hostels used to be, even though they have a horrible name, hostels, they could be a cool place to go if you were from another country. And then you meet other people from maybe the same country you're from, and then you go and you tour guide together. It's wonderful. Anyway, she took the Greyhound up, and she said it was terrible, and she was sitting next to a guy that stunk real bad.
I think one of the times I took it, I was next to a really quiet guy, so that was good. I just tried to sleep, but it was hard because I was on a Greyhound. And I've stayed in a hostel in the Headlands before.
The Headlands?
Mm-hmm. Like up above San Francisco on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
You did?
Yep.
What was that like?
It was all right. It was cool. It wasn't anything extreme.
Were there a bunch of people with backpacks?
Mm-hmm. It was actually like a school science camp type thing.
Did you?
There was a fair amount of science.
A school science class?
Yeah, there was a bunch of us, and then we went up and stayed in the hostel. And
how cool!
Yeah, it was.
And you're all like young, and you're all interested in science, and you're on a little trip together. It's how cool.
Kind of. And they took us down this one path that they've actually closed off now. Because I don't know if you've ever walked around the Headlands.
No, I need to get there now.
There's this path that leads up to a big tunnel, and you go through the tunnel, and then you can walk up to the lighthouse on the point in the Headlands.
That sounds lovely.
But before you get to the tunnel, there's this railing that they built, this wooden railing they built along the side of a cliff, and that railing used to not be there, and you could actually crawl down this one path off of the side.
Whoa.
If you go under the railing, you can still do it, technically. And there's a little beach down there. It's not the safest trip down, but the first time that I went down there, there's a place you can access tidal pools, and sometimes you'll see seals and stuff. But now, because no one goes down there anymore because they blocked it off, in fact, I went again like numerous years later. And I pointed out to the tour guide that they had blocked it off and there used to be a path there. And she's like, "You're right." And she took us down it.
Oh!
She actually snuck us under the railing and we went down. And there was a ton of sea lions.
What a rebel tour guide that tour guide was.
She wouldn't have done it if I hadn't pointed it out.
How awesome when you saw sea lions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, how close did you get to them?
So there was like some sort of a sunken something, because there's like military bases and stuff that
Like
used to be all along there from World War II.
Oh, like a what do you call it? What do you call them? A battery?
Yeah, there's batteries
artillery?
all over the place. That's exactly what
Where
they
you
are.
put the gun and it would like move around in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so violent, Hayley.
Thanks.
Look at you. You shot a hole right through the cafe anyway walls.
So there's a concrete something down there that used to be part of the battery, and that's where the tidal pools are.
Uh-huh.
And that's where all the sea lions were.
Oh.
And there's this kind of other chunk of metal / concrete between the tidal pool and where you go down. And so we got to the other side of the concrete and we were kind of peeking up at the sea lion. So it was still a fair distance away, 20 to 40 feet, but...
Wow. That's a cool adventure. Mm-hmm. I like the sound that...
And you can go down to, Monterey. Still hear that a bunch?
Yeah, and Pier 39.
And Pier 39, yeah.
And then, okay, so that trip I took on Friday, where I drove with Baz on Good Friday because I had the whole day off, I took Basil over to Pittsburgh?
Pennsylvania?
No, Pittsburgh in the Bay Area, which doesn't have the H. It was named in tribute to Pittsburgh, but they, for some reason, just eliminated the H. So, because I think, don't you spell Pittsburgh with a... I don't know, maybe they put an H in, something to do with a damn H. So, I'm walking around the marina and I hear sea lions. And I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool to get Basil close to a sea lion. And I look everywhere, I don't see the sea lions. They're on a buoy. They're on two buoys way out, like in the river.
Yeah.
And they're all like knocking each other off the buoy to get on the buoy. But yeah, they were there making a bunch of noise. But you know, because sound travels above the surface of a water like really well,
Like a skipping stone.
yeah, and can go long distances. It was as if they were right next to us. But Basil did look kind of over for a second and like, what? Oh, never mind. A rock. I'm more interested in that. I'm going to pee on it.
And then he peed on a rock.
He did.
Darn dogs peeing on rocks.
You know, they pee on a lot of things and people don't like that. They'd rather urine just be put in a toilet.
They're like, you're in trouble.
Urine.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
How are you on this wonderful day?
I'm so tired. But we always are tired.
It's true.
That's the life we lead.
Yesterday, I was like, I'm going to get to bed on time. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I almost did it. As close as I usually manage to get. Closer than I usually manage to get. And then I was still tired.
Isn't that weird? Sometimes, like, less sleep, you feel better. Even though that goes against everything the doctors tell us.
Like, I can get not too much sleep and I'll be really tired. But I can manage. And then, like, today, I got, like, 7 hours maybe. Which isn't too bad.
That's a good target.
And I have a headache. Oh. You know?
See, I don't even know how you're doing a podcast right now with a headache.
I've done a lot of things with headaches.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you make a time machine?
Well, technically, I had chronic migraines as a child, and when you have chronic migraines and you're in that much pain for a long period of time, all of that gets blacked out, and you have no concept of like the passage of time.
Right,
So
right.
there's a huge amount of my childhood that I don't remember whatsoever, so it's like I skipped through time.
Weird.
Yeah.
There's like lost years. Mm-hmm. Huh.
I do remember at the hospital, the Kaiser Hospital, very close to where we currently are.
Yes, where I sometimes eat at their cafeteria.
There is a building there that is new. I think it's the one in the with the cafeteria, maybe. Well, it's not new now, but it used to be new. They built it. Or remodeled it or something. And it was really fancy. And we went to like their opening party because my neurologist was speaking. And I never got to see him speak because there was a lot of people there and I had a migraine, obviously, because I did that a lot. And I had to puke because I do that when I was migraine. So my mom was rushing me to the bathroom so I could puke in her toilet, and I didn't make it. So my mom always said I christened the new building.
With Hayley's puke. That's a lovely story.
That's my childhood.
Sometime you and I will go over there, and you can point out to me to your puke spot. You can point out your puke spot.
I can't remember. I had a migraine.
Oh, I think I might put that as the podcast picture today.
That's a nice picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And I think that's a sea lion in the... Now if only I could remember where it was. It's Monterey. Speaking of Monterey, were we speaking about Monterey?
I mentioned the word Monterey.
Okay.
You know what's good?
What?
Monterey Jack cheese.
Yeah, do you know what I did? I bought pepper jack cheese. Mm-hmm. Not the same. But
sometimes pepper jack can be pepper Monterey Jack. And they don't even put it on the package.
I usually buy a brick of... Why do they do that?
Because that's just too many words. Can you imagine saying, give me some Monterey pepper jack?
Oh, yeah.
No, it just doesn't work.
I bought some pepper jack cheese at Trader Joe's. I went shopping at Trader Joe's, and I bought some lavash. So I bought the lavash, and then I bought some...
What's lavash?
It's that... it's almost like a tortilla. It's like a flat sheet of bread-ish thing, but it's like a tortilla. They made it out of wheat or something, and you make wraps with
Tortilla. They made it out of wheat.
I love that Jewish song.
Lavash. It's that I'm going to eat.
There's my... so today is episode 1058.
In case you cared.
The last show was called Monkeys, because we sang a little bit about monkeys.
We did not sing the monkeys.
We didn't even sing the monkeys. Oh my gosh, we totally did not go all the way with that then. We should...
And then I saw her face.
As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're ringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere.
Now I'm a believer.
And without a trace or doubt in my mind, I saw her face. Yes, I'm a believer, yes I am. Isn't that how it goes?
Alright, Smash Mouth time. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
I'm Guy Fieri.
Without a trace
or
doubt in my mind.
How about I'm not your stepping stone.
I'm not your stepping stone.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it
mean to a daydream believer?
Oh my God.
And a homecoming queen.
You're so Davy Jones. You're so Davy Jones right now.
Yes, I've been on the Brady Bunch.
What? He was on the Brady Bunch?
Yes, he was.
I forgot about that. Do you know that David Bowie had to change his name from... He was originally Davy Jones.
Really?
But then Davy Jones got popular and he had to change it to David Bowie.
See, it was confusing because they were at the same record company and they kept mixing up whose locker was which.
Yes, because they all have lockers.
They all have lockers, especially Davy Jones.
It's like a high school. Rock and roll high school. It's all about the double clap. What do you call that? The 1, 2, 1. Wait, that's like 2. This is 1. Yeah, and you just do it in rapid succession. And that's like 90%.
It's syncopated.
Syncopated.
It's a syncopated beat because the beat is... And you're going...
You're saying I'm messing with you. Offbeat.
That's why they always say you clap on 2 and 4.
Right.
And then you get that one douche in church who's like, I'm gonna clap on 1 and 3. And like, you'll have the whole church going, and then you just hear,
okay, 80s song. 80s song with weird messed up beat at the beginning. Addicted to Love. No, do you know how that starts? It starts. It's got this weird beat, like and then when the guitar finally comes in, then the beat's normal. Then it hits like the 4 on the floor or whatever.
Maybe the version I had actually started with the guitar. I don't remember that.
It has a da 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 da. But the beat is, and then you hear him going, ha, ha. A lot of that.
Yeah.
Robert Palmer stuff.
Robert Palmer.
What was it gonna?
Oh yeah.
That sounded like him.
That's Robert Palmer. That's that song. That's all you need to know.
Oh, Shelly walked in earlier. She was doing her nails. Your nails look nice. Thank you, Mike Matthews.
What color are they?
Apple red. Apple red, because I love apples. They're like so good for you.
Apple red's a really good color. I was gonna paint my nails apple red when I worked at Target.
I don't think I've ever painted my nails. Oh, you know, I did get a manicure, and they put the clear coat on. And that made my nails extra strong, and I could cut through steel. That's not true, Mike Matthews. You're lying. I am so lying. And who else is out here is Floyd the Floorman and John Deere the engineer. Hey, Hayley! Hayley, why do you cringe when I talk?
You're loud!
Because I'm Floyd the Floorman! It's true, he's very loud, and I am very low. I'm a low talker because I'm John Deere the engineer. I liked your explanation about magnetic time travel and so on. Well,
Thanks.
That was a compliment to you, Hayley.
Cool.
I feel as if I need another holiday. I need something. Feels like we're traveling. Oh, we do have April Fool's Day coming up on Friday.
That's not a holiday.
What should we do for April Fool's Day? Oh, we won't be on doing a show.
No. Surprise, April Fools.
Oh, that's what we'll do.
We won't do a show.
How do you think? Do you think radio will survive like 50 years from now?
No.
What do you think it'll be? What do you think it'll transmute into? Do you think people will listen to people talking like what we're doing now?
Yep.
But what do you think, what do you predict will be the formats?
I'm thinking...
Are we just going to be so niche, talking about like little specific things like, I teach how to make cracker snacks.
Radio will not exist. Podcasting might, or something similar. You know, talking formats.
Right.
We may get like in-home entertainment a la Fahrenheit 451. The walls of entertainment, you know?
Ah.
Did you read that book?
No.
Oh.
Ray Bradbury wrote it.
Yes, he did.
That's the temperature at which books burn.
It is the temperature at which book burns. A lot of books burn in that story.
I should read that. I should read Brave New World. I've read Orwell, 1984.
That's my least favorite out of the 3.
Okay.
Not saying it's not good, but I like Brave New World a lot, and I really like 451. It took me 2 reads to really get into 451.
Oh.
Fahrenheit 451.
Okay.
The first time I read it, I was like, this kind of sucks. Because it's a dystopian, so it doesn't have the best of endings as it is.
Oh.
And I was like, that's kind of a letdown at the end. But then I reread and I was like, oh, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
You did it like that kind of a scary poltergeist voice?
I get it. I get it.
Or is that a Ren and Stimpy?
No. It's just a voice.
Okay, so I should read those. I don't have time to read.
Well, get an audiobook.
That's true. I could do an audiobook, but I like listening to podcasts.
It's the same thing, just get an audiobook.
Oh, you're pointing at me with your stirring stick.
Speaking of audiobooks, something that most people don't know, but is fabulous. C.S. Lewis, author.
Uh-huh.
Screw Tape Letters, a book by said author.
Oh.
More Christian themed. John Cleese,
Yes.
person with a voice.
Reads it.
Combine it all together, you get a pretty good audiobook.
Oh, wow, interesting. I love John Cleese's voice.
Mm-hmm.
John Cleese.
Chapter 1.
Can I tell you?
Dear Screw Tape.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a screw tape?
It's a demon. The Screw Tape Letters is a collection of letters written from an elder demon to his younger cousin demon named Screw Tape.
Oh, okay.
And it's talking about different ways and suggestions for seducing and corrupting a human that he's tasked with.
Interesting.
So it is very religious.
See, and I thought a screw tape was something Kim Kardashian did. Or Pamela Anderson. But that's not...
Tasteless.
Was that tasteless?
Tasteless.
Did I brought the show down. I
Don't
apologize.
bring me down.
Bruce! I would like to tell you, Hayley, that, I used to have my Into an Interview segment on this show, where I would speak with musicians.
That was quite frequently at one point.
You notice I haven't done it in a long time?
Yes.
I'm having an ambivalence about it right now, about doing it, because
Good word.
that's how I feel. It's just I'm so sick of the same freaking questions, and then what inspired you to write this song? And all that crapola.
Well, maybe if you actually listened to the bands before you interviewed them, you'd have more interesting questions for them.
I do. All right, once I didn't. Maybe twice. But generally I do, because what inspires me to call these people to have them on the show is I hear their song and I go, ooh, I like that. And then I call them. Or I email them, etc.
Facebook message.
Facebook message is not working so much anymore because people are getting tired of that and they're deleting it off their phones.
But you can actually look at pages, and as far as the messages go, and if a page answers messages quickly,
right,
responds to them, it'll actually tell you.
Yes, that's true. So
nice.
If you're a fan of a band or a musician, you can talk to them directly. So you don't even need me to tell you about. Well,
call directly now. Bloop, 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 bloop,
but you know how I do it? I used to think, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to have this musician on 3 or 4 days and play a song every day. And the thing is, people are like, no, I don't like that band. I don't like that musician. I don't want to hear another show with that guy or that woman. And so I think it's failed. I know, because they would rather hear Hayley all the time.
It's true. I'm the most popular person on your show for some reason.
Yeah, because you're always on. That's why I invite you back on every single day.
It has nothing to do with the fact that we're bored.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that your name rhymes with daily. So there you go.
It's true.
There you go.
Well,
So
my name also rhymes with Lemmy, but we don't talk about Motorhead.
No, the late Lemmy. The thing is okay, and then there's some people send me stuff like, oh, hey, interview our band or whatever, and I'll go, oh, this band sounds pretty good, but I don't know where they're gonna fit on the show anymore. is my question. I mean, maybe I could do something on the weekend, like a weekend special.
Maybe.
But my other job that I do on the weekend is starting to get really busy. It's a radio station. Radio stations make money off of selling remotes. And when I do a remote, that kind of cuts into my being able to do... So I'm actually required to do a job now.
What?
I know.
That's dumb.
So when I go there, I have to
just
actually...
get paid.
I know. I thought maybe they just throw money at me. But no, they want me to actually work for them.
God.
While I'm working for them.
Ugh.
So we'll see. We'll see. I'll shake this all out and figure it all out, and we'll have a clean running, top-notch podcast for you. But on today's show, we learned a lot about things like traveling and walking into areas you're not supposed to and seeing sea lions, and about magnetics and time travel. We learned about puking in your favorite Kaiser hospital as you Christian it. Kristen it. Kristen? I met a girl named Kristen yesterday, by the way. Kirsten?
Kristen or Kirsten? As far as name goes.
Okay.
What do you prefer?
I have to say this before we end the show because I feel as if we're going to end it soon. I met a Kristen yesterday who's part of the Castro Valley Chamber of Commerce thing, and they throw these mixers in Castro Valley. And I like to go to those because I meet people and local things. And I like to be local, and I like the show to be local. And she goes, well, what's your business? And I said, oh, well, I do a podcast. And she's like, well, okay. And I said, yeah, well, it's not really a business, you know. And I kept saying we. So I was like including you in this podcast by saying we. So you're like, because otherwise I would have said I and been all like egotistical and maniacal.
Yeah, so, it doesn't have your name in the title or anything.
So that was, I gave her a card, and so she seemed, maybe she's listening right now, so shout out to Kristen.
Kristen. So
she's a lovely blonde.
Kristen, Christian, or Kristen? What do you prefer?
You're supposed to answer right now, Kirsten.
No, I'm asking you, as a name.
Oh, Kristen.
In general.
Kristen? I think Kristen.
Kristen? Interesting.
What, you just tea-leaved me. What?
Interesting.
What did you read into that?
Interesting. I've never heard that expression. That's a really good expression.
I coined it just now. Floyd? No, actually, I got it from Floyd. Yeah, I say it all the time, tea leaf. Mike, tea leaves are really good for you. They extract. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike Matthews, look at my nails. They're fantastic.
They're nice. They're good.
Very good job.
Very nice.
You know, Shelly, I never told you this. Shelly sold a seatbelt patent to Google years ago.
Really?
When we first started the podcast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What did the seatbelts do that were interesting? That is why Google wanted them? They were self-buckling. Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense. Hey, you want to get out of here and
Let's
go get
go.
more coffee?
Okay. Thanks a lot for listening to today's show. We're going to drink some more coffee outside here at Cafe Anyway.
Thank you for listening to Mike's Daily Podcast, a production of Mike's Daily Podcast. Produced, performed, and written by Mike Matthews of Mike's Daily Podcast. My name is Hayley Thesemi. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'm John Cleese, and I approve this